Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 40 of Red Dirt and Stardust, a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition science fantasy cowboy and pirate campaign. Where last we left off, the group came across the bodies of the previous wood delivery having been torn apart by some sort of giant bird. This was confirmed when Lyla conversed with a jackalope. They then continued on to Alpine Springs, where they found that people were warily watching the very stormy skies. They made their way to the Alpine Lodge and met the people that worked there, as well as a big game hunter named Tex Maloney, who helped them hatch a plan. Since one of the rocks is still alive and would be able to transport them up to the castle, they would be able to kill two birds with one stone and get rid of a long-standing enemy of Tex Maloney, an awakened moose named Crumplehorn. After spending some time in the Alpine Lodge, they all set out late at night to see if Crumplehorn was coming. And indeed, Crumplehorn did, showing up with his gang of wolves that surrounded the party. And the moose threatened them. So we start there, basically in initiative. So I'm going to need initiative rolls from everybody. I have already rolled the monsters, so we will see.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Chauncey.
I got a 19.
19 for Lyla.
Oh, am I rolling for the line, or is she just going right after me?
I think the line is just going to go directly after you. I think that we ruled that for most summons.
Jed also got a 19.
All right.
Passive perception.
Nope, initiative.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to find it here. There we go. That is a 18.
18 for Adrien. All right. So it looks like first up is actually shockingly a lot of the monsters. So the first up is going to be one of the wolves. And I'm going to roll a d4 because it doesn't really have any idea of who it should go for. Chauncey. One of the wolves breaks off from the circle that's been circling you and charges you. It's one of the little ones, and it's going to try and attack you. That doesn't hit. It only gets an 8, and that is the end of its turn. We then go to yet another wolf that is going to gang up on you, Chauncey, because it has pack tactics. It's going to get advantage on its bite, which means it gets a 23.
That'll hit.
All right, and that's going to be only 8 points of piercing damage, and I'm going to need a strength saving throw from you.
Okay. I got a 15.
All right, so this wolf tries to pull you to the ground as it bites onto your arm, but you are able to keep yourself upright. And as it seems, that means, Chauncey, it is your turn.
I'm gonna attack the wolf that bit me.
All right.
That is a, let me double check my modifiers. 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. These things are not hard to hit.
Do you need me to divide out any of the fire or bludgeoning damage?
No, it's just a regular wolf.
That's 15 damage to that wolf.
You kill it. You bring your hammer down and smash it. the flames erupting from your hammer as the wolf turns into slightly roasted gore of itself.
I will also swing at the other one that bit me or tried to bite
Yes.
me.
Hmm.
That one's only a 14 to hit.
That does hit.
That's 16 points of damage to that one.
It is dead as well as you once again pound this thing to an absolute pulp.
I will. How many of the wolves are left circling us?
There are 3 large wolves, which you would presume to be dire wolves, and there are now only 3 regular-sized wolves, as there was 5. And then, of course, there's Crumplehorn the moose.
I'm gonna leave Lovey May back with Lyla. And I'm just gonna like step forward a little bit to put myself between Crumplehorn and them. And then like Talipo is going to do her 30 feet of flight up into the air before force darting one of the little ones.
All right.
That is an 18 to hit one of the other
That will
little
hit.
wolves. And it's going to take 6 points of force damage.
All right. I'm going to pick that one. This wolf looks very hurt as Talipo's bolt just bites through its flesh. These things do still seem determined to kill you. You haven't scared them off quite yet. So next up are going to be 2 more wolves. And these wolves now, of course, have a target. They're going to go for you, Chauncey. So the first one isn't going to get advantage because it does not have an ally next to it. It probably doesn't hit with only a 14.
Nope.
And then the second one gets a 19.
Oh, there you are.
19 will hit.
All right. Oops, So that's going to be 6 points of piercing damage, and I'm going to need another strength save as it leaps up and tries to pull you to the ground once again.
That's only a 12.
You still succeed. It almost pulls you to the ground, but you manage to wrest your arm from its mouth as you stand back up. So that means those 2, and we move on to Jed and Lyla, who has the higher dexterity score.
+2,
My-
14.
Mine's a 15.
There you go.
All right, so I guess Jed's
Okay.
going first.
Cool. I believe at the last session I summoned my shadow spawn. I feel like
Yes,
I
you
did that.
You
Okay.
did. I think
That's-
a lot of people had a lot of buffs that they put on.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't see my armor of Agathis on my HP anymore. Almost forgot to cast it.
Oh no. So what's the arrangement of bad things exactly?
So 2 of the wolves that were not 2 wolves ran up to Chauncey, got splattered. 2 other wolves ran up to Chauncey.
All are
There's
good.
still 1 more little wolf and 3 big wolves that are kind of circling around you, and then there's Crumplehorn about 30 feet away from you, leering at you menacingly from the exit of a street that comes onto the square.
Okay. So let's say for like no particular reason, a 20-foot radius. How I want to hit Crumplehorn. What is within 40 feet of Crumplehorn that I can also hit with maybe I'd say a fireball?
Ooh, not very much. You'd probably only get like 1 of the large wolves if you're not planning on hitting your friends.
That's the goal.
Which would be
So I think only 1 of the dire wolves would be in range if you hucked a fireball, because they were circling you, trying to prevent you from leaving. And the ones
Yeah.
closest to Crumplehorn were the ones that ran forward. So the ones that that are like blocking you from leaving the square, they're on
Okay.
the other side of you. So it's
So there's not
wolves,
like a
group,
great way for me to
Crumplehorn.
hit a lot of wolves.
Not unless you turn
Um,
around and blast them that way, but then you won't hit Crumplehorn.
okay.
It's like they're strategic.
Yeah, I guess I'll go for, well, first I'm going to quicken spell a mind sliver at Crumplehorn.
All right.
So he needs to make me a DC 17 intelligence save.
He doesn't have a bonus for intelligence.
He a moose.
Yeah, he got a 15, so I think
Fuck
he's going to
you,
be taking some
Crumplehorn.
damage. He's going to
He
be taking some
takes,
damage.
all right, 6 psychic damage. But
Not
more importantly,
bad.
now he has a minus D4 for the next saving throw, which I'm gonna make be a dexterity saving throw for my fireball, which I'm gonna
All
try to
right
hit
then.
him and that big wolf with.
All right, so he gets the minus D4, so I'm going to roll his save first. He got a natural 20. He
What if
doesn't
I
have any
silvery
dex.
barbs that?
Well, let's see, because he got a minus 4 on the
True.
D4, so that would be a 16. Does that save?
That doesn't save.
All right, so let's not waste your silvery barbs then.
Sweet.
And the dire wolf, I hate that I have to flip back and forth between these in the book. Has to make a dex save. Direwolf does not make said dex save with only a 12.
Fuck yeah, both take maximum damage. And that's gonna be pretty good. Oh, never mind. Lots of ones and twos. 31 with my bonus fire damage. 31 fire damage to both of them.
All right. And then, this one ain't doing so hot.
Cool. And then my shadow spawn's gonna go.
Who's it going for?
I'll send him after that big wolf.
That big wolf looks like it's barely hanging on. Like
Yeah,
one of its eyes is
I
completely
wanna
burnt
kill it.
out. Its flesh is singed. It looks like it's about to run, probably.
All right, so God, how does the attack work? Melee weapon attack. Hit. Oh, plus my spell attack modifier. Okay. So that's just. I'll just roll a firebolt to hit. That's going to be 24 to hit on that wolf.
That will hit the wolf.
And then he takes 1d12 plus 3 plus the spell's level. Okay. Whoa. That is 17 cold damage.
Oh yeah, this thing, you just claw its head clean off, and its body sinks to the ground as your shadow spawn looms over its corpse, as you have defeated another one of the wolves.
Yay.
I point at Crumplehorn. We're eating moose tonight.
Wait, so you
Alright.
killed Crumplehorn?
No, I
No.
killed a wolf.
Oh, okay.
All right,
yeah.
so then Lyla, it is your turn, and then immediately after your turn, it'll be your lion's turn.
Okay. So what's the assuming Lion is somewhere ahead of me, because I sent her to scout. What are we looking at here? How far away is Moose from Lion and also me?
Moose is about 30 feet away.
Oh,
Wolves are a little closer, but they're on the other side of the group. So once again, wolves, now because there's no wolf over here because it got killed by Jed, group Crumplehorn. So it's kind of that thing, and your lion might be here.
sure. Okay.
So it's closer to the wolves that are blocking you from leaving the square away from Crumplehorn, is what we'll say.
All right. Well, I think I think that's gonna take 2 turns actually. Set up or no, wait, because so he would go and then get the yeah, I would want that in place first. Okay, so we are going to
We're gonna do a lot of things.
yeah, I think we're gonna have the lion go for those wolves, and I'm gonna worry about trying to weaken this moose here. We're gonna hex the moose.
All right.
Um,
For what?
strength. We're definitely gonna go strength.
Strength. And
Yep,
that's just strength checks, not attack rolls, right?
correct. I have plans.
Okay.
And then yeah, screw it. Let's get an Eldritch Blast in there.
On the
Uh,
moose.
yeah, let's go for it. Where's my dice roller?
An Eldritch Blast, a goodie, an oldie but a goodie.
Ooh. Well, it's a 15. Is it a 15? What's my Eldritch Blast? Yeah, 15.
That'll hit the moose.
Oh, okay. Oof. All right. And then what is it? Oh, I rolled 2.
Yeah,
Forgot.
you have 2 beams.
Yeah, let's just go for the moose again. Well, if a 15 hit, that'll hit. That was an 18.
Yep, that'll hit. So you hit him twice.
Now I need 2d10s.
Plus 2d6s from your hex.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Mhm.
about this, which is good because one of those d10s was a 1.
Ooh.
So that is 17 plus 10 is 27 total damage.
Oh.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
I am going to just chill where I'm at if the moose is 30 feet away. Lyla will probably say something like, I believe we said moose was on the menu. Something like that, you know. And then we'll send that lion after one of those wolfies if maybe we can get a pounce in. Do I have 20 feet to work with?
Yes, you definitely have 20 feet to work with.
Cool. Yeah, then we'll go for a pounce. Let's go for the claw attack, which is a +5. Clear all of those out.
Are you going for one of the bigger wolves or one of the littler wolves? I will say, I believe there's one that got damaged by something. One of the
Um,
little ones that got damaged by something. I forget what it was.
let's go for a smaller, undamaged one because I think she can take it out if I roll right.
Cool.
All
Actually,
right.
those two are on Chauncey.
Well,
So you'd have to go for a big one. Well,
I mean, well, she rolled a 1, so
okay.
let's say she's up near Chauncey. And
All right.
go get a flank or something if we're doing that. Yeah, I think that's it for me because yeah, she failed that attack, so that's all she's got.
All right. And so now we go to Crumplehorn.
I like how even when I roll high, I'm still the last.
So Crumplehorn is going to use the dash action and flee 80 feet away. Because, surprise, surprise, he's kind of a coward. So as he doesn't even say anything, he just kind of stares for a moment and then turns and runs off down the street while you all are still being harassed by wolves. And that is the end of Crumplehorn's turn. And now we get to Adrien.
A lot of big talk for a scaredy moose.
You still have the
Um,
wolves that have not retreated yet.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little out of the loop just because I've been dealing with like all the technical issues.
Right.
Um, so how far are away are the wolves?
They're about 20 feet away from the group, kind of in a semicircle, trying to block you from leaving the square, at least away from Crumplehorn. So you'd have to like
Um,
turn 180 degrees away from Crumplehorn to hit the wolves, unless you're going for the wolves that are on Chauncey.
I will cast Witch Bolt at work for me. Uh, third level on this wolf that's on Chauncey.
Oh gosh.
All right. Not sure you'll need to keep up the concentration on that, but okay. What is it, a saving throw?
Range area, blah blah blah. Um, third level, customize it.
No, it's a ranged attack.
Right,
Okay.
I don't see like anything in regards to a saving throw.
It's an attack roll.
Oh, hit.
All right. So roll the hit.
That is a 14.
That'll hit. These wolves are not hard to hit, so roll damage. You could theoretically kill it this turn if you're casting it at 3rd level.
11 damage.
That is exactly lethal. It dies. It is fried to death as you point your finger and a lightning bolt arcs out of it, just frying the wolf. It is dead.
I'm so tempted to just make a joke about people feeling sparks.
Oh god.
Fine. So, unless there's anything else you want to do with your turn, I believe it is.
Is there anything around me?
Nope, they're all about 20 feet away, unless it is the other wolf that is on Chauncey.
All right, I'm good then.
All right. So we now move down to one of the dire wolves. I'm actually going to make a wisdom check to see if it decides to flee, because it certainly could. It has the means to. Nope, it is going to stand its ground, and it is going to. Once again, I'm going to, since all of you have done some type of damage. Lyla, it is going to charge at you, this dire wolf.
Oh, go for it. Cute.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18, wait, hang on. I just want to see. Yes, an 18 will hit. That's fine.
All right. So you're going to take 9 piercing damage, and I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw.
Wait, also, it's going to take 5 points of cold damage for hitting me.
Ah. Good to know.
And my strength save. Okay, so I'm taking 9 points, so that eats up the 5, and then I'm down to 55. Okay, let me get my dice roller. Roll that d20. Ooh, yeah, that's a fail. I'm going down.
What was it?
I rolled a 7.
And I'm assuming Lyla does not have much strength.
No, it's just a 7.
Yep, you are being knocked prone by this dire wolf. And that is going to be the end of its turn. And then we're going to go to... That one's dead. Oh my goodness, all these wolves have just died. No, actually, that one is not dead. The second one is actually going to run up to you, Lyla, seeing blood. It is also going to get advantage because it's a melee attack against a prone creature, and it has pack tactics.
I'll give it disadvantage off Lovey May kicking it in the side of the head.
It didn't need it because it rolled a 1 and a 3.
Perfect.
So you just managed to roll out of the way as this huge wolf comes and snaps directly where your shoulder would have been. It has completely failed. So we then go to the final one, which is the damaged wolf, before we go back up to the top. A wolf that is not doing too hot. It's going to make a wisdom saving throw to see if it runs off, because it is a wild animal. Yep, and that one's going to run off. Completely damaged, nearly limping. It's going to run away. And we go back up to the top. We have a wolf that is on Chauncey. It's going to make a wisdom check to see if it's going to run, because wild animal.
I'm so not used to being targeted.
It is not going to run. It is instead going to make an attack. However, it cannot make an attack at advantage because it doesn't have its friend with it. And it misses entirely. It rolled a 4.
Beautiful.
And so now we are with you, Chauncey.
So it was, the moose was 30 and then it moved another 80 feet away?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Because it ran off. Crumplehorn retreated.
Is it still like visible?
No. You will have to move. Presumably, if you move so that the road is like directly in front of you, you would be able to shoot down the road and see it.
Okay.
but
I'm
you'd have
gonna
to move
use
there.
Misty Step to move 30 feet in the direction that it was at. So I don't have to
Yes.
disengage. And then I'm going to use my movement in my dash action. So I'm going to move 100 feet towards Crumplehorn this turn.
Good lord. I think you would be able to catch up to him because 80. Yeah,
80
you're still a
plus
little
30 is 110. So I'm only 10 feet away from him now.
Yeah.
At most 10 feet away, yeah.
Yeah. Dhampir have 35 movement speed. So when I
Yes.
dash, it's 70.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm catching him.
Yes.
I can't attack, though, because I had to dash to do it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
right behind him, just carrying my hammer all happy and shit. Tailipo's gonna 4-start that wolf that's already been injured by her 4-star. If it's still, is it still alive or no?
It ran away.
I'll tail dart the next most damaged thing on the ground.
Unfortunately, that is one of the direwolves.
Actually,
one of the direwolves that was bit by that Lyla got bit by, and then it armor of Agathist.
Okay. It's a 21 to hit on the 4-start.
Yep, that'll hit.
And 4 points of force damage.
I mean, anything something.
That's all I got. I'm just chasing a moose.
All right. So, Jed, it's your turn. There are 2 dire wolves on Lyla. There is one that was standing where Chauncey was, and there is no moose in sight.
Not yet, at least.
Cool. But how is the moose not even in sight?
It ran. Crumplehorn chickened out.
Those
I'm
things
a-
are fast.
Chase that moose.
Get a
Also,
moose.
so my shadow spawn. So it moved closer to it last round, right, to attack that wolf?
Yes, it did, but it was
Okay.
still.
How far away is my shadow spawn from the moose now?
From the moose now, it's like
Yeah.
at least 100 feet.
Okay. Well, my shadow spawn's gonna dash. He has an 80-foot dash, so he's gonna get as close as he can. And then I'll use my 30 feet of movement to get as close as I can. And how many feet away am I from it now that I've used 30 feet to get close?
You are going to be 80 feet away from it.
Cool. I'm gonna guiding bolt that sucker.
All right. Roll for that attack. It's a moose. It's not hard to hit.
That is a 13.
That will hit.
Fuck yeah. And that's gonna be 23 radiant damage.
You blast Crumplehorn in the back of the head, sending one of his horns flying as he collapses to the ground. Crumplehorn is dead.
Wow.
Oh,
Crumplehorn had 4 hit points left. That's why he decided to flee.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That fireball
Jed
did
was
a number on him.
Jed was like prepared to like say something like about the moose being like a scaredy cat or something. Then it just dies. He's like, oh,
As
just
Chauncey's
hear
10
the
feet behind the moose, you just watch as Chauncey just full on runs straight into the dead moose's corpse just for running so fast. Just
I'll walk up next to Chauncey. Like, this was that guy's nemesis. It was just a moose.
It was, I mean, the size of his gun, like, this was a moose.
It was pretty much. It was a moose that could talk, which I
so
guess
there is still combat.
special. Okay.
Just
As Lyla
You
is
got
getting
Lyla, you're
nommed on.
fine.
Yeah.
As Lyla's getting nommed on by 2 wolves.
We're
I'll
all
be
good.
there in
We're
a
all set over
second,
here.
Lyla.
I'll just be
All right.
here.
All right, well, Lyla, it is your turn. What you do into these wolves that are right there on top of you? You are also prone.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
To be fair, I'm still there too.
I usually don't attack. Like, watch them die, and I'm still gonna be down on the ground. It's gonna be great. So I think we're gonna send the. Can we send the lion in first? Like, is that
Sure, I'll allow that because you're in control of the lion.
Can we send her after the dire wolf, and we're gonna go for a pounce? I mean,
Yes.
she's got 50 feet to work with. I'm sure we've got it. So yeah, claw 20 plus 5. Where's my 20?
Are you going for the damaged one?
The one that's on top of me.
There are two of them on top of you.
They're
One
both
is damaged, one is not.
Oh yeah, the undamaged one.
The undamaged one. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I got its health right.
Yeah, when I get that one off of me. Boop 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 doop. 13. God.
Oh, 13 does not hit. What were you doing?
That was a claw attack.
Oh, for the lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. This wolf just rear kicks it with one of the hind legs just directly in the face.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No.
Pack
She's
tactics.
I
All
forgot.
right, roll again.
She has pack tactics.
Just like these guys do.
And there it is. 19 to hit.
That'll
Lyla
hit.
has pack tactics.
Lions have pack tactics, yeah.
Oh, this Lyla does.
Oh,
No,
yes.
lions.
Okay.
Surprise, it's the new feat.
That is, yeah, right? Okay, so what is that? A D8 plus 3. She rolled a 1. Okay, so that's 4 piercing damage, Jesus. But I do need a strength save. Which is probably
All right, strength save from the dire wolf. That's going to be a 16.
Hiss. All right. Well, it's not knocked prone, but we did do some damage to it. And then Lyla is going to. Well, we're gonna toll the dead, the damaged one. Let's do that.
Cool. What saving throw is that?
That is wisdom.
Okay, that's going to be a 3.
Yeah, no. And then okay, so that is 2d12. Where is my goddamn dice roller? 13 points of necrotic.
All right. You all hear the bell ring out as this wolf howls in pain, blood trickling from its ears and eyes. But it is still up, unfortunately.
Okay, and then you know,
You got a bonus action you're thinking of?
yeah, I don't know what I want to do with it. Oh yeah, I guess I can move my hex, right?
Oh, yes, you can. As a bonus action, you can move your hex.
Yeah, which I probably should have done before the lion attacked, and got our strength down. But whatever. We'll do it to the one the lion attacked.
Okay.
Just move
So
that.
that will be the undamaged one, the one that was undamaged until the lion attacked. Okay.
And I use my action on Toll the Dead, so I am staying pronesies with 2 wolves on top of me.
All right.
This is
Oh,
fun.
there was another wolf that I completely forgot about. It's going to go for you, Adrien, because it can. It's still alive.
Fucking moose.
I know. Well, actually, first, I'm going to make a wisdom check to see if it flees, and it does. It's going to flee. It flees off into the night. That is the end of its turn. And now we go to Adrien.
Yay! There's still the wolf on top of Lyla, right?
There's still the 2 wolves on top of Lyla.
2 wolves on top of Lyla.
Yes.
God, I really wish lightning bolt should have like a chain reaction, but it doesn't.
Lightning bolt?
Yeah.
There's just
No,
no
you're
chain
thinking-
lightning.
I was gonna say, you're thinking
Well,
of-
yes, there's chain lightning, but also lightning bolt hits everything in a line. You can use the movement speed to hit the 2 wolves at the same time.
Let's do that.
Just walk to the side, line them up, and then hit them with the lightning bolt. So that's both of them going to be making that save.
While Lyla is just dealing with the wolves chomping at her, I'm just
This
casually
is not hitting me, right? Like just gonna go right over my eyeballs.
The line is 5 feet wide, so you will have to shoot directly at their asses in order to not hit Lyla, but you can do it. Just fry their asses off.
Okay.
Literally.
How's their health looking?
They're both very damaged. It is possible that you could kill them both. But I need to make a saving throw, I believe. So what is your spell save
Dexterity
DC?
15.
Uh, one of them succeeds, the other one fails.
Okie dokie. Let's do
So that
damage.
means that one will only be taking half damage.
That is going to be 27 damage.
Okay, 27. All right. So the one, oh my God. That one is not doing so hot, and that one is also not doing so hot. They are both still alive, but they are a hair's breadth from death.
Just kick them, Lyla.
They are not doing too hot. So is that the end of your turn, Adrien?
Yeah, there's nothing more I can do at the moment.
All right, let's make a wisdom save for these two wolves. And they both fail, and they are both going to flee. Which, Lyla, if you would like to use a melee weapon to attempt to hit one of them, you would be at disadvantage because you're lying down, but you could do it if you wanted to.
Could the lion also get an opportunity attack?
The lion would get an opportunity attack, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very
Lovey
possible
May
that
get an
one of them will die.
opportunity.
What?
I said, does Lovey May get an opportunity attack?
I don't think Lovey May was technically next to Lyla.
Didn't she disadvantage one of them or something?
Yeah, she gave disadvantage to one when it was trying to bite her. I left Lovey May with Lyla.
Oh, okay, then yes. So both of them, so just, it's possible you'll just kill them both.
Yeah, so
Did you get a crit?
I got a crit on Lovey May kicking one.
Yeah, she kicks its head clean off. It dies. It dies instantly.
Damn.
I guess I'm gonna try to stab it.
I mean, if the lion gets the attack of opportunity, you can have the lion attack.
I'm also gonna, well, yeah, all right, let's do the lion first, and if there's still leftovers.
Because you would have disadvantage because you're lying down, but the lion is not lying down, so it does not have disadvantage.
True. All
So
right.
that's what I was like.
Lying around.
Very true.
I got a
God damn it.
Oh, Colton.
23 on the bite.
Yep. Roll damage. I
Oh
don't.
my God, she rolled a 1 again. Jesus.
What's the bonus?
Total of 4.
Okay, it dies.
Ah,
She rips its throat out,
nice. All
and
right.
you all are now out of combat.
I like to think that with the nat 20, Lovey May kicks the head off directly at somebody else.
Like it hits
Oh.
him in the face, like
It just, Adrien, you see this wolf head come sailing towards you and just bump it directly into your face before dropping to the ground. As Lovey May just does a pirouette kick.
And lands perfectly.
It does land exactly perfectly.
No, I'm talking about Lovey May.
her kick, yeah.
Yeah, it did. That was amazing. So you are all out of combat. There is dead wolves everywhere, and you have a dead moose. I did mention that you knocked off one of its antlers with that guiding bolt, so I don't know if you want to try to saw the other one off or what you want to do, but
This seems like something you would like, Chauncey.
All right, I guess
I
I'll
was
just
thinking
tell
that
myself, what is going on today? What?
I must say, you hanging out with you people is a lot more entertaining than I thought it would be.
Chauncey's just sawing off the other antler while they're talking. It's just like,
yeah. Give me a medicine check or a survival check.
We'll do medicine because I'm actually decent at those, I think. What survival I'm terrible at. Medicine, we get a +2. I'm gonna guide myself. There's line the great. Oh, I got a 4. Nat 1s, baby.
Your scalpel or knife or whatever you're using to try and cut is a bit dull. And you barely get through the flesh. You are just hacking up the flesh around the antler. You're not getting to the horn itself.
Real
Can
it's
I?
a bit of a hack job there, Chauncey.
Oh my god.
Well, I'd like to see you try. Here, I'm just gonna hold up a horribly bloody knife to Jed. Do you want to go?
I want my shadow spawn to reach down and take the knife.
All right, so the shadow spawn is going to have to make a medicine check or a survival check.
Are shadow spawns good with medicine?
No, I don't think it has any modifiers.
I
for
don't think it has
that.
any skill
No.
whatsoever.
Well, medicine is wisdom, and I get a +0 to that.
Oh my god.
So let's do this.
Very deceptive, but you're not very wise.
That's a 14.
That does better. There's some moments where you think you might crack the horn entirely, but you manage to saw off a bit of it. It is not as clean as the one that was knocked off, but it's off now. You can
All right,
probably
so
fix it in post.
we just needed to get this thing's horn or head or something to bring to this guy, or like...
We're supposed to make it into. We're supposed to entice the rock with its flesh.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
As
Well,
everyone gathers around the dead moose.
I would like to taste it. Not,
Can I make a
not the moose
cooking
itself,
Oh, for
but the
What?
blood.
I'd like to fillet the moose like a piece of sashimi. I don't fucking know.
See,
Piece of sashimi.
I'm
it's
gonna
like a
cut it-
whole moose,
a moose.
Chauncey. I don't think you're
It is a whole moose.
Chauncey,
That's going to be
can I
one
have a
big
of
piece
that?
of sashimi.
I think we can just sort of hack and slash a bunch of pieces off and stick them in your bag of holding.
oh,
What a horrible mess.
I shouldn't have bothered catching up.
At this point, I think you would see people kind of peeking out of their windows.
Yeah,
little
we
bit
killed the
confused.
moose.
Crumplehorn's dead. You're fine.
This was the menace to your town. Just a moose.
Just a moose. Not
As
to
they
mention
also look to the
wolves.
town square and see multiple dead wolves lying around. Some of them have been fried horribly and stink.
You know what? Can I want to try to drag the moose corpse like away from like the people.
Okay.
Staring.
How? Do you know
but,
just
like-
how big mooses are?
Yes.
They are
weigh?
several thousand pounds.
Okay.
This would be
Listen,
it'd have to be a
though.
team effort to drag this moose.
I'm
So
actually
it
going to look
also
up
says
how much...
Lyla, who's never picked up anything in this entire campaign.
Can we get like above board? Can we get like the big guy, please?
I mean, I could thorn whip it like repeatedly and a lot.
Oh my god.
Are
Are you just
Oh,
trying
An
to
let
get
adult
out of the...
moose can weigh up to 1,500 pounds.
Pounds, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
not sure it's going anywhere without a significant amount of effort.
The
Are you
bones
just
alone.
trying to like not be in the view of the people?
kind of like we've left a big giant dead moose corpse and it's so
It was
uncivilized.
terrorizing that. Chauncey just like it was terrorizing the town, and he's just gonna pull his multi-purpose tool out and turn it into a giant butcher knife.
Oh. Oh dear.
Because I feel like butchering something's got to involve cook's utensils. That's got to be the skill check to butcher something.
I would say it's part of the cook utensils kit. There's
Yeah.
meat prep, veggie prep, and then just like pots and pans.
I guess if Lila's so concerned about the onlookers, Jed, because he is still disguised as Virgil, will go door to door, knocking on doors, being like, I'm so sorry for the disturbance, madam, but the Great O has sent us to take care of your moose problem, and we have done so. So rest easy, go on back inside.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they can see that the moose is dead, so they just kind of nod and you know, you do see some families that are there that were like looking through the window, and you see them the dad looking through the window but covering the kid's eyes.
A blessing on your home.
Yeah, you eventually get people to kind of scatter a little bit.
Fucking idiots.
And at this point, you probably see limping, wearing a nightgown, of some description is the tiefling that you had met earlier in the tavern, good old Tex Maloney, as he kind of limps his way over. Well, I figured all that noise was you dealing with old Crumplehorn. Gotta say, it was pretty hard trying to take care of him alone.
Okay.
I feel like while he's talking, there's just a sickening squelching sound as Chauncey's raising his arm back
In
and
the
hammering
background,
down
on
with
the
his
screen.
the butcher
Just
knife.
reaches and grabs and just
Mhm.
starts peeling back the
Mhm.
whole rib like
Oh my god.
Lyla just
barbecue ribs.
every single is Lyla. She just winces, wince like.
It would go
Ooh.
faster if someone helped.
I'll help.
I'll send the shadow spawn to just sort of claw at the
Meanwhile, Lion's probably just like eating some of it, like.
Probably eating some of the wolves as well, just like
Well-
munching on the wolves.
Well, that's basically what I'm also doing while helping. Like just taking bits and pieces here and eating them
Oh,
discreetly.
discreetly, huh?
I will say also at this point, you see a very large woman come in with her giant axe that she pulled off from behind the bar. Good old lumberjack Leanne. All right, let's see what we can do here before she just and just starts helping out with the axe as all of you are around this moose slowly tearing it apart. Well, hopefully this will make it easier for transport in the morning.
I think I need to sit down.
Didn't realize you were so faint of heart there, Lyla, after everything we've seen.
We've not butchered a lot of corpses, you know.
I mean, that's kind of Chauncey's MO. Butchering corpses after we kill things.
As you all remember the horrible magic rat pelts that are currently floating somewhere in Chauncey's
Don't you
bag
remember
holding.
all of us taking turns skinning literally hundreds of rats?
Hundreds of rats, really?
Oh, that's right. She did tell me about that.
Right,
Yeah,
that wasn't
that
you.
was fake, that's me too.
Chauncey just turns and his entire face is covered in moose blood at this point.
You're
I'm
doing
sure.
amazing, sweetie.
Yeah, it is devastating. So yeah, I'm just gonna say you all managed to split this moose into multiple pieces. If there's any particular like bones that you want to take or the antlers or whatever, I can say that you take them as they're trying to get just the flesh for the rock to eat. It does kind of become a little bit of a town effort as they bring out their own like little wagon to put the meat in.
Right.
It's
Doesn't this
not
town
even a
also
covered
have
wagon.
Doesn't this town also have its own butcher? Like, why are we doing this ourselves?
You haven't actually seen a butcher in town. It's not always common.
Yeah. Butchers are like city folk things.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean there is big game hunting up here, so individuals kind of know how to butcher meat, but it's more of you shot the deer and now you're going to process it right here and now to get all the stuff and take it back home rather than like we have a professional facility.
wait, above game,
So
haven't you guys ever had to gut something before?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely have. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
never forget the smell of what the inside of a deer smells like.
yeah, they don't smell good. They smell
No.
horrible.
Gamey.
I'm a farm boy. I grew up on farms.
Yeah, so did I.
Not my
I
favorite.
never directly butchered anything, but I have been around it because I'm also from Missouri. So I've been around people butchering fish on the lake. Totally different smell than deer, but
in certain parts of Greece, we still like kill our own food. Like
fair enough.
There was one time, real quick. There was one time one of my uncles was being taught how to kill a chicken. He didn't want to do it, so his dad went around and he shook my godfather's wrist, instantly killing the chicken. And
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, you all managed to, with the help of some of the other like big game hunters and Tex Maloney, of course, and Lumberjack Leanne, managed to divide up the moose as well as some of the meat, possibly taking off some of the fur, things like that to keep for various things, possibly bones as well, if you all want those. And you managed to get all of the meat onto the cart. It's probably a good like 1,900 pounds of meat, which is like just as much as this cart is able to handle.
Jesus H.
As
Christ.
they strap up some horses to it, not cinnamon or sugar dust, but they do strap up some horses to it just to move it away. You can hear almost the axle grinding against the sort of mechanisms of the cart because it's just weighed down so much. This cart is not meant to carry 1,900 pounds of meat. But they managed to get it put away and send you off to have a long rest.
Can I get a bath? Chauncey's just like, do you have baths anywhere, please?
I could give you a cat.
Oh,
bath.
Chauncey. I'll clap my hands and prestidigitate you clean.
A lot of prestidigitating.
Okay,
A lot,
one,
right? Yeah.
2, 3.
Little
What
spot.
is-
Really in there, a lot of crevices.
Unfortunately, yeah, there are baths. It's kind of like some of the more expensive rooms have baths, but there's a sort of communal bathroom with a bath in it at the end of the hallway. So I don't think you all got the expensive rooms, but
We just saved the town from a giant moose. They can afford to let me take a fucking bath.
I'll say Tex Maloney probably lets you. He has a pretty fancy room in the lodge. So he'll let you use his bath. Just don't take too long. I'm wanting to take a bath as well.
You want to climb in my bathwater when I'm done? Because this ain't going to be pretty. I've got blood in
Oh.
places you shouldn't have blood.
Chauncey, if I may, I'm kind of messy myself. Do you mind if I join?
Oh,
Are you gonna say, can I lick you?
Well, I did
Oh,
originally
no.
offer to give him a
You.
cat bath, but no one seemed to hear that.
Oh,
Mm.
no,
oh,
no.
I don't know if bathtubs are big enough for 2 people.
It is only big enough for one person.
Well,
Nice try though. Listen, I tried 2 at one point.
to what?
What?
Okay, is there like a stream nearby?
Possibly one down the mountain, but you'd have to walk down the mountain.
And I'm guessing that would take too long.
That would probably take a while.
You know what? Who's the owner of this place again?
That would be Lumberjack Leanne.
Is she around?
Yeah, she's probably cleaning the axe after she used it to butcher a moose. Just cleaning it in like the lobby area as people are sort of going back to bed from the excitement of the moose dying.
Lumberjack Leanne,
Yep.
may I please upgrade to one of the rooms with the bath?
Rupert, yes. Do we have room? I think so, yes. All right. That'll be you'll have to pay the difference though, so that'll only be about what, 3 silver pieces?
That's fine with me.
All right. Here's the key to your room. I'll need the other one back.
Much appreciated.
And swap
and
keys.
he turns around to Lyla and Colton, and he's like, "Anyone care to join?"
Still pretty sure there's only room for one person though.
We can make sorry, words. We can make it work.
Think I'm still gonna have to pass on that. Appreciate you.
Your loss. And he starts walking off while still dripping blood from his meal.
Yeah. At this point, Rupert kind of comes out, the tiny gnome comes out with a mop and just starts mopping the floor.
Yeah.
I like to think that Jed's like still prestidigitating instructions. And Chauncey's like, why does he want to take baths with people so much?
Yeah, definitely have a interesting way about things in the city of bats.
Baths, the city of baths.
It's a good one there, Lyla. It's a good one.
Maybe
The
you're
best
right.
I've done all night.
It could be a cultural thing. Maybe they bathe together.
I think I want to not be alone with him.
I think I need to change clothes. That's what I
I think I also probably. Chauncey's like, I should probably also get out of this and clean it up myself too. Bath time first.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
Lyla just snapped her fingers and her clothes changed.
Yeah,
of course.
naturally.
Does a little Wonder Woman twirl as it just
Has a little
Magical girl
Full on
transformation.
Sailor Moon.
hair curls. Little one-sided thing.
So the baths are nothing special. They aren't even fancy porcelain clawfoot tubs. They are literally just metal tubs. They do have plumbing. You don't know where they're getting their water from, but they do have plumbing, so you can run it there, but it is just a one-person metal tub. And yep, you all manage to take your baths if you want to, and you bed down for a long rest.
Oof.
Thankfully, this long rest is uninterrupted. No visions, no patrons or monsters or angels or anything appear in the night. You might have dreams, but you get rest, and you've had a long rest, and you wake up in the morning. So, now that you've woken up, what is it that you all would like to do? That is the wrong book. Why am I grabbing that one?
We're in this like inn thing, I guess. I don't know, breakfast.
Yes, you're in the good old Alpine Lodge.
You know, porridge, pork belly, or whatever they've got going on.
Yeah, probably bacon, biscuits, grit, maybe some sausage and gravy. You know, that kind of stuff.
I feel like Adrien would be a early riser. So he would probably go downstairs and order like a full on like bacon, sausage, eggs, milk, etc.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Adrien is such an early riser that like lumberjack Leanne is still like wiping her eyes and possibly even still in her nightgown as she comes down and
Right,
Oh,
like she comes down and he's just there all prim and proper with one leg
sitting
over
there
the other.
waiting, napkin in shirt, fork and knife on table.
Just being terrifying.
Why the hell are you up so early?
I don't really need that much sleep to begin with.
Great. I guess I'll get breakfast started for you, but I'm gonna have to change clothes eventually. Can't exactly serve breakfast in my nightgown.
Of course, though you do look lovely in it.
Oh,
Thanks. And she kind of makes her way back upstairs, and it's probably another 45 minutes before you actually start getting breakfast. But I'm assuming that's when everybody else is kind of filing down downstairs. People begin to come in, leaving their rooms, and both Rupert and Leanne are swiftly serving people. Rupert running the plates from table to table, Leanne skillfully cooking on multiple different stoves with some ovens and things of that. So you all get together and have a lovely breakfast where Tex ends up joining you, sitting down. Well, we're gonna have to get the cart a little bit up the mountain, just so that the rock isn't buzzing any of our buildings or anything like that. Because of my injuries, of course, y'all are going to be on your own. We'll get the cart up there, but then I'm taking the horses back down so they don't get eaten. Whatever happens up there is on you.
We understand. Thank you for the advice.
Of course. I should probably ask, because it might be a little challenging. Do any of y'all speak giant?
No, unfortunately not.
Nah.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Well,
that's
actually,
unfortunate.
But I speak rock.
I can cast a spell that'll let me speak giant.
What spell is that?
Tongues.
Ah,
If I have to read giant, that might be a different problem. Oh wait, do I have comprehend languages? I might, because it's a ritual spell. I do have comprehend languages.
so
So
the
I
reading
I
giant
can
problem is solved. If it is a giant's rock, it's probably going to understand giant to some degree. It can't talk back, but it would be easier to convince it to take you up to the castle if just someone spoke giant.
Wait, what is it? Is the language specifically giant or is it something
Yes,
else?
it
Okay.
is specifically giant.
all right, well, I can cast tongues if it comes to that and have a little conversation.
All right. Well, whatever happens up there is on you. So I'll get the horses ready. We'll walk our way up, since I don't think you want to be sharing the cart with all that meat that's in there.
Absolutely not, no.
Yeah, it's probably waist deep at this point. Get you up there, and then I guess you'll just gotta wait.
Really, the biggest Chauncey this whole time has just been he's got a ball of yarn on his lap and a crochet hook in his hand, and he's just chaining together. Um, he's working on another little plush, and he's like, the biggest problem that's going to happen is we need to talk to this rock and not kill it.
Yep, that's gonna be pretty complicated.
Well, the only troublesome thing should be convincing it. Not like we haven't sorted out the speaking problem. But if it comes to it, I think I can be pretty persuasive.
All right. Well, I'll get the horses and you meet me outside. And I guess if you're still wanting to finish your breakfast, maybe half an hour, is that enough time to finish your food?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that ought to do.
No.
All right. And he
Turn on the
hobbles his
lights.
way out to get the horses. And after about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, if you decide to take some extra time, you all find he is waiting with the cart. The cart is covered with a sort of canvas tarp that they managed to scrounge up just so that the meat isn't just baking in the sun as you all are going up.
I was greatly hoping for that.
All right. I think I know a good spot. It probably takes an hour to get up to this spot because the horses are dragging this thing. This cart is they're not used to dragging things that are this heavy. This cart seems to be something that they might use to just transport a few people here and there. Um, Nothing close to 1,900 pounds of cargo. Um, but they managed to make their way up the mountain where you get to a very large clearing. It seems to be that the trees didn't quite make it all the way up the mountain, and you are at a pretty flat plateau at the top as Tex kind of unhooks the horses and he takes the canvas off and kind of rolls it up. All right, well, best of luck to you. I'll have the townsfolk load up the ballista in case bird comes down into the valley.
Best be prepared, I suppose.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna make my way back, and I don't know when it's gonna come back. It might be soon, might be a few hours. Y'all just have to wait.
Does
And he
anyone
kind
have
of
some games?
I could sing y'all a song.
I mean, I always have a dragon chess board on me somewhere.
Ooh, I would love that. Thank you, Chauncey.
Oh, I wonder. Oh,
so
wait.
yeah, I guess if you are gonna be playing dragon chess, contested roll.
How do I do that?
So I guess D20 plus I would say intelligence for this. And are you proficient with dragon chess?
Uh, he's lived a really long time. It wouldn't surprise me if he
But is
played.
that an
Yeah.
actual proficiency you have?
Oh,
That's the
no,
question.
I didn't think it would be something that I would need to be proficient in.
All right, so you're just adding your intelligence modifier to your D20, whereas I think Chauncey is proficient with dragon chess.
Yes. He
So
should be.
Chauncey gets to add intelligence and proficiency to that D20 roll.
Which is scary.
You'll be fine.
All right. So roll off as you all set up the board and begin moving your dragon chess pieces.
So is it a saving throw?
No, it is not. It is just the D20 plus your intelligence.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 7, but I have a higher bonus than you as well, so it's a close game.
All right, yeah, you manage to take a few of each other's pieces, go back and forth, but eventually Chauncey manages to put your king in check, and the game ends.
Well done, Chauncey. I am very impressed.
Oh, thank you. I used to play tournaments back in Creators Hollow, and I had this really fancy bowl cut and red hair, and I plotted my moves on the ceiling at the orphanage.
Oh my god.
His eyes have also gotten closer together the older he's gotten.
Now I would love to have seen that.
That must have been a play somewhere. Your younger sister played the main character in one of the vaudeville shows. All right. I am actually going to make a roll.
You make jokes, but I actually really do enjoy Anya Taylor-Joy's career.
Oh no, she's been in some great stuff.
Yeah, of course she has. All right. So the skies are still, well, clear is a strong word, as you do see the cloud still hanging over this place. It might have moved a little bit. You're unsure, but you do see flashes of lightning that reveal towers deep within the cloud. So is there anything, we're going to say that that was probably hour number 1. So is there anything else that people want to do as we go into hour 2?
I know. So what Adrien is going to do is he's going to go into his bag of holding, and he's going to take out like this really huge history book with like this metal framing, and he's just going to use that as a light reading.
Of course.
It's not enough time to forge anything, so
Probably not.
not gonna bother with that. Chauncey's just gonna pull out his crochet and keep on chaining all that shit together.
I think I have a mirror in here somewhere, so maybe Lila's like, yeah, I do have a mirror. She's like fixing her hair and makeup to
Shocker.
herself up a little bit.
I think Jed is gonna practice casting his newest ritual spell, which is Phantom Steed.
Ooh.
All
and
right.
Summons like a spectral horse made of fire.
Awesome.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you watch as Jed kind of sits there doing some motions in the air, maybe moving something around in his hands before there's an eruption of flames and a horse appears made out of fire.
That is incredible.
Oh, yeah, well, thanks. Hopefully it comes in handy. I'll get on it. Like, I've never been the best at horses, so
Why do I suddenly have a scene from Shrek in
forward.
my head?
Yeah. On.
So it takes like one step forward and then vanishes, and you are gently lowered to the
Shit.
ground. As you indicated the location as forward, it went forward, fulfilled its purpose, and vanished. Good thing it's a ritual. I will say, I think from that learning experience, you do get the sense that if you hop on the horse, you have to say a actual location, or else it will simply perform the act and then vanish.
Watching Jed just slowly lower to the ground, Chauncey's just gonna snicker while he does another loop of crochet. He's just gonna like shake his head like,
All right, so I'm going to make another roll. All right. Hour 2 begins. And it seems that the skies are going to remain clear for a little while until you hear the thunderous shriek, the familiar sound that you heard from back at camp as it passed over your Leomund's tiny hut. A shadow descends as this huge bird, it's probably from talon to top of the head, probably about 50 feet tall, as this bird lands, shaking the earth. It blinks. It looks exactly like a golden hawk, but 100 times bigger. It leans down as it kind of stares at the meat in the cart, and it's going to start eating. It does not take long for this creature to devour at least half the cart, and it just keeps eating.
Okay, what was the plan again?
We're trying to get it to take us up there.
somebody talk to it in giant. Nah.
Okay.
Is it the rock that we-
Jedidiah
I can
will.
cast speak with animals and talk to it.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that, maybe.
I'll cast tongues on myself.
Or
He
All
starts
right.
speaking caca.
All
and
right.
approach.
yeah.
All right.
Good day, fine feathered friend.
And it kind of looks up and blinks as it stares at you, and just kind of cocks its head back and forth. It does not actually respond, as it technically doesn't speak,
Cool.
but the tongue spell connects as it understands the language, so it connects.
Awesome. I hope you appreciate the offering we brought to you. This good old moose carcass, slain fresh just for you.
You can thank Chauncey over there for that one. He did a lot of that work.
And it kind of still blinks, and it goes and it takes another bite, and then turns back and blinks.
Now, the four of us were wondering if such a strong and mighty beast such as yourself might be able to help us make our way on up there. And I'll point towards the big scary clouds.
It looks up and then kind of looks down, and I need you to make a persuasion check. It's not
Cool.
animal handling, it is persuasion.
I'm good at that one.
Guidance.
Oh, and of course, in just in case, silvery barbs.
I
What?
don't think you
Uh,
can
that-
silvery barbs this.
No, I think it's only no, I think technically you can, but it has to succeed, and it has to be like a saving throw
Yeah.
and an attack roll. So,
Right.
Well, I got a 29.
Yay!
all right. So it kind of blinks at you, and it lowers its head, and then it finishes the meat before
Oh.
it kind of gets down on the ground, and it sticks out a wing, laying it almost like a ramp for you to get up on.
All aboard.
I think that's a yes. Well, thanks. All right,
Adrien
get
pats
on up
Jedidiah
here.
on the back and he's like, "Good job."
Yeah, thanks. All right, everybody, let's get on this big old bird.
Let's hope you're better at riding on birds than you are on horses.
Hey, that was a weird magic horse. All right, and I'm working out the kinks.
Hopefully, this one won't disappear underneath us as it's flying.
All right. So as you all get on, it kind of peeks over its shoulder to check that you're still there, and then it takes off. It is like a plane taking off. You all are just almost thrown backwards as you begin to fly up and up into the clouds. It is very hard to see where you are going. You can barely see 40 feet in front of you. The clouds are almost heavily obscuring the area. You're surrounded by the sounds, just claps of thunder. As you continue through the air, a lightning bolt flies directly over your head, and it's almost deafening, the clap of thunder, but the bird seems entirely unfazed. However, as it keeps flying, one lightning bolt actually strikes the bird in the shoulder. There's a huge clap of thunder, and you watch as the wound that is singed on it is crackling with electricity. This electricity seems to come together, bouncing back and forth, almost like it's a living thing. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative as it begins crackling in your general direction.
Oh, God.
Yes. Dirty 20.
All right. One moment. Adrien got a 20.
10.
Lyla got a 10. Oof, this thing didn't roll too well either.
It's a rock. It's not supposed to be affected by the lightning.
No, the lightning rolled a 5.
Okay.
Surprise. So Jed and Chauncey, what did you all get for initiative?
I got an 18.
18 for Chauncey.
I got a 9.
Thank God.
9 for Jed. Well, that's fortunate because that means that the lightning is going last. So first up is Adrien. You watch as this lightning begins to sort of crackle and undulate around this wound that it just dealt to the rock itself. You probably recognize that there's some sort of magic involved here. What would you like to do?
That was a good question. I wasn't expecting to be in combat this early. I'm guessing my lightning attacks are probably useless.
Yeah, I would say you could easily assume that.
Okay, so I am going to do let's see, where is it? Screw it. I'm going to do Rala themed psychic lance.
All right.
It's a intelligence 15.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Ooh, it does not have good intelligence. It gets a 7.
Yay.
It's funny because this thing somehow does not have immunity to psychic damage or resistance to psychic damage. So you're just dealing full damage.
Huzzah. That is going to be 25 damage.
Ooh. This thing might not even get to go, dear goodness. As you blast it with this psychic energy, somehow it reacts, violently shifting and shrinking in size almost, as you've just blasted it. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
No, I'm pretty sure I can't bite lightning.
I would say no. So then we move on to Chauncey with Lyla on deck.
Is this like so? The rock is still flying, correct?
The rock is still flying.
How fast are we flying? Like, I'm
Pretty
wondering
fast.
terrain-wise.
Um, let me look at the exact speed that it says. Um, it's dashing, so it's flying 240 feet around.
Oh, I don't. I'm just wondering, like, how is moving on this thing's back going to feel? Probably not great.
I'm going to say if you're moving and not holding on to it, it's going to be an acrobatics check. And if you fail, you're flying off of this thing.
Okay, how far away from us is this thing? Is the lightning thing?
It's actually fairly close. I would say it's within 10 feet. Just because you don't have that much real estate on. I know I said it was 50 feet tall, but it's not actually that much real estate of back you can hold on to.
I'm just going to play it cautious, and instead of pulling my two-handed hammer off my back, I'm going to pull my gun off my hip and shoot it.
And it is magical, so that actually works.
Yep. First shot of the gun. Casting bullet. I rolled an 18 before my modifier. Let's check my
That
modifier.
hits. That
Yeah, it's like
hits.
+9, so that's a 27 to hit.
Good lord.
The revolver does 2d8 +6 piercing damage. It should be, yeah, okay. Okay, so that is 16 piercing damage. That's magical.
Mm-hmm.
Second shot.
Yes.
That I rolled a 17 before my modifier, so that's like 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That one, oh, I rolled max damage, so
Yay.
16 +6 is 22 points of magical piercing damage.
You have shot a lightning bolt to death. Somehow, you have killed a lightning bolt with bullets as this thing crackles out of existence as you fire twice into its general field, and you are all out of combat. Sorry, everyone else.
I like to think Chauncey just pulls a gun out in front of Lila's head and pops it twice.
Literally just a pistol going off right next to your head.
The veritable onslaught to my senses lately is a little bit overwhelming. I do have.
But Chauncey's enchanted revolver, they pop like bayonetta shots, so there's little sparkles, and like it's serving.
Oh, this is perfect.
At this point, immediately after the gunshot, you might as well just hear "mwah" immediately after the gunshot.
No, that's Lyla's Eldritch Blast.
True. This thing flies on for quite some time until it bursts out of the clouds, and you see this huge palatial castle. It's not very high. It's probably only 3 stories at its highest. There seems to be a main sort of castle with a tower attached to a bridge. There are chunks of land that are floating, that are keeping this thing aloft, that swirl underneath with cloud. There is also seems to be a hole in the top of this cloud where a beam of sunlight comes down and lights this palace that seems to be made out of some sort of white marble.
Beautiful.
The rock swoops down and lands in this huge, almost garden area with a reflecting pool and lets you off.
Please tell me
Before
that please tell me that the garden itself is also giant.
it is giant. This place is made for giants. The rock then flies off, leaving you alone in this garden. There are a lot of rose bushes. The rose bushes themselves, interestingly, are not giant rose bushes. They are large in the sense that they have been grown to be large, but they are not large roses themselves. They are people-sized roses. However, lining this almost 460-foot long garden that's almost 100 feet wide are 60-foot tall goose statues that just line the garden until you reach the huge front door. If anyone would like to make history check?
Yes.
They may.
I'll do it.
Anybody think about how we was gonna get down?
That is a 19.
I
And
got an
Chauncey?
unnatural 20.
I got a 7 plus a 15.
Only 15?
Yep.
Okay, so Chauncey, you don't quite remember all of this. You just remember that geese are important to cloud giant culture for some reason. There's a few theories, but it's kind of, with the amount that you've read about all kinds of various topics, it's kind of hard to recall at the moment. Adrien and Jed, you recall reading extensively about giants, perhaps in pursuit of knowledge about a patron that you have, or just for funsies because it was there and you're bored.
Yep.
Cloud giants have an obsession with geese, particularly white geese. It is rumored that these geese were real, huge white geese that laid golden eggs. Some scholars are divided on this. Some believe it was simply a symbol representing the sort of dukedoms and duchies of the giant kingdoms, particularly during their sort of imperial reign, that it was more of a symbol. And the golden egg represented the riches and wealth that flowed up to the giants, which in the ordning, which is how giants are ordered, cloud giants were the royalty.
Mm.
They would gift each other for coronations. They were rumored to gift each other these golden egg-laying geese, and would gift each other goose and egg-shaped objects for various other celebrations. The giants are very secretive about their practices, and so it was unclear what happened. There are about 3 different groups of people. One believed that these geese are imaginary. They are mythological. They were made up by the giants to represent their wealth. The other believes that these geese are still around and they keep them. There are correspondences that have been intercepted between giants that talk about different rules about geese. You're not allowed to take ones that aren't yours. You're not allowed to kill them. It's considered almost the biggest taboo is to kill another giant's goose or to kill your own, even if you are warring with them. Another party believes that because geese were reserved for the highest of royalty, they bottlenecked their actual birthing to the point where they just went extinct because there were not enough to keep the population up from the giant's own sort of breeding practices. However, geese are an obsession. Most crests have a goose on there somewhere if it is a cloud giant family.
Adrian's taking out a notebook and quickly sketching the design of the geese.
Yeah. So basically, it's not religious, I will say. It's kind of like America's obsession with bald eagles is their obsession with geese.
Right. Still, this is, as you said, they're very, and any information that I can get from these giants is worth it.
Right. Again, wrong book. What am I grabbing? Okay. So now that you are in this garden, what would you all like to do?
Okay, so above game, are we here to try to get rid of the giants? Is it go away, or because their birds are fucking with the town?
I think we're supposed to investigate and figure out how to get them to get the rock away from the town.
I'd say that's probably the most accurate.
So like Artemis is like, why don't we just kill the rock? But
Basically, get its pet out of the way, out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, because also the castle would need to move, and the giants are kind of the only ones that can move the castle.
Ooh. Okay.
So there's that.
So I guess well, we're gonna hang around staring at the flowers all day. We going inside.
Is the door open? Because I'm pretty sure it would be the size of a building.
You don't know. You can. It's definitely a good maybe 30 feet high.
Right. Does anyone see any open windows or things of that nature?
Oh, do you want to see if Tailipo can have a look around?
Sure, Tailipo's got flight.
Oh, and also I can always
You
use
have a bird too.
Icanthus or
Chrysanthus.
Chrysanthus, yeah.
All right. So I guess perception check from Tailipo and Chrysanthus.
You know what? I'll throw a perception check in there too, for shits and gigs.
All right.
1 second. D&D Ravenstat.
That's a 28. I mean, I don't know what I can see from where I'm at, but
Monsters. I'm not sure why a raven is a monster, but whatever. So would it be intelligence or wisdom?
It should, I believe ravens actually have the perception skill, so you'll have to look under skills.
So actions, skills, perception is +3.
there you
Yep,
go.
so roll a d20 and add 3.
So D20. That is going to be a 9.
All right, so Chrysanthus does not see anything as he kind of flaps around the sort of courtyard.
Tailipo got a 17.
17. And Lyla, what did you get?
28.
All right. Lyla,
Go.
you probably see the most. There are windows on either side of the courtyard.
Oh, wait, it's 12. All right, sorry. I forgot to add the still.
Well, Chrysanthus still does not see very much. So, Lyla, as you are gazing through the windows on the left-hand side of the courtyard, you see there's a few shapes through this glass. This glass is pretty thick, and it's kind of almost like stained glass. There's lots of little pieces, metal going through it all. But kind of staring past it all, you notice that there is a dining room. A big table, a big fireplace, something glittery on the table. You're not sure quite what, possibly stuff that looks like flowers or food or other things like that. Like this was, a table is set. And you see several large bluish shapes sat at the table. And it takes you a moment as you're kind of sneaking up to kind of look at it. You realize none of them are sitting up. Most of them are face down.
Oh, no.
At the table. And as you look closer, you watch as a trickle of blood drips off the edge of the table.
Oh. Well, y'all want the good news or the other news?
Let's start with the other news first and move from there.
Well, they're dead.
Fabulous. What's the good news?
Well, the good news is they're dead.
Lyla.
So we ain't got to worry about that.
Well, how are we supposed to move this castle when they're dead?
Well, that's the other news. That was my point.
Lyla. Okay.
How is this suddenly my fault? I'm just reporting what I've seen.
I mean, a floating castle can't be that much different than any other form of vehicle. We just need to find the key.
I think it might be in the possession of one of them.
Right.
Well,
Let's
there's a bunch of them in the dining.
Wander over and look for the most important looking one.
How long would this take, considering the size?
Got to get through the window, I guess, first. To break
Well, it's about 460 feet to the front door.
So let's start walking.
We can just see people on the door.
Unless, Jedidiah, could you perhaps, do you think your horse companion would be able to help?
Carry all.
It can carry like 2 of us.
Wait 1 second.
And it takes 10
500
minutes to
feet.
cast, so
Yeah.
might as well just walk.
I think we can just walk there.
Yeah.
It's only like a few 100 feet away, guys.
Yeah.
Like-
Not that bad.
Yes,
Take
you
a
make
leisure
it.
5-minute stroll.
Yeah, I mean, if you're moving at 30 feet around, that's only like a minute of walking or
Yeah.
so.
Right. Okay.
It's not that long. You make it to the front door, and surprisingly, the front door is slightly ajar. It looked closed, but it is slightly ajar.
And probats. Just peek
Go
in.
shimmy on in there.
Yeah.
Yep, so you manage to squeeze between the door. The door, while heavy, still can move if multiple of you kind of pull the door.
Yeah.
Squeeze through it.
And you enter a very, very big foyer. Soaring ceilings, probably 120 feet tall, barrel vaults, beautiful windows and an upper register that lets in tons of sunlight into this white marble corridor. There's a red carpet that goes across the foyer, up a flight of stairs that split and kind of come back. And hanging is a huge blue banner. The crest on this banner is a 5-headed goose with its arms splayed wide, the heads up, staring towards the sky, a crown on each one of them. And the goose seems to be flying out of a cloud with 3 lightning bolts facing directly down. There are...
Please let this just be a design.
It's a crest.
Yeah, but I'm just hoping there isn't some 5-headed goose wandering around.
Anyway, so moving forward,
God damn it.
you see there are more geese statues everywhere. There are actually paintings that are hanging up of these sorts of giants. Some of them are holding geese. Some of them are standing heroically at cliffs pointing as geese fly over their heads. There's end tables with beautiful, what look like Fabergé eggs. And in the direct center of the room, lying on the floor in a gigantic pool of blood, is a cloud giant. Its eyes open in fear, its mouth open in fear. It looks like its throat has been cut. And that's where we're going to end this week's session. So join us next week as we venture deeper into the giant's palace. We will see you all later.